What's up, Illumineers? Welcome back to Inkspot Games, and we are going to look at some new cards that were dropped. One in particular that I want to take a nice close look at, but we're going to start here. We're looking at the Glimmer Gang's Twitter page here for these images. These images were dropped in the Lorcana Discord, so all of this is legit. It's official. Yeah, so we're gonna kind of look at them, and there is one, like I said, that I want to look a little closer at. So first, we have a new Amber song. Heal What Has Been Hurt is 3 costs and inkable. Having an inkable song is always very nice, and 3 is not bad. Obviously, this would go well in the Amber decks. Like, you could use this with Cinderella. Remove up to 3 damage from a chosen character, draw a card. This card's really good. This card's really good in your Amber decks, especially your Amber Steel decks. You know, I think about when you play the giant Tinkerbell and she's challenging people and getting rid of characters, and you're gaining lore, or you're dealing 2 more damage to a character and you're doing stuff like that, and then healing 3 damage from them and drawing a card, so that card basically stays on the board. It's really good. Plus, again, it's a song, so you can sing it for free. This card, I think, is going to see play in Amber decks. Yeah, and it might make like Amber Ruby, like more like challenge-based decks, really good too. And the fact that it's inkable and you can draw cards also really good. Plus, you have the one Rapunzel where if you heal damage, you can draw cards. So yeah, really good for Amber. I think this is gonna be a staple in Amber decks. Just again, the inkable aspect and the fact that it's only a 3 cost is really good. So far so good. Amber stays winning. Amber stays winning. That's for sure. Alright, moving on, we have a new Ruby card. And this is a non-inkable 2-cost Stitch. Little Rocket has 3 attack, 1 defense. Is a Dreamborn hero alien. Okay. And simply has Rush. Can challenge a turn they're played. So this is like... This is probably a better... Like, I would play this in my deck over, like, a Gaston or something. And yeah, he's not inkable, but the 3 attack with Rush in the early game is so good, especially in these Ruby decks that help you, like, gain advantage or gain card advantage or whatever when you're challenging. So... really good. I think like when you pair this with a Khan or a Queen of Hearts where you can draw when you challenge, this is just really good. Yeah, it'll die immediately, but it can kill most things except for like those big kind of boss characters. So a good addition for Ruby. I think this is going to see play. I really do. Alright, now, taking a look at one card that I think is a game changer here, and I think people are going to play this, and this card I think will affect the overall metagame as a whole. A new Ursula. Inkable, only costs 2, a 1/3 character, a Storyborn villain sorcerer, can quest for 1 lore, and... this card's effect, when you play this character, the chosen opponent reveals their hand. That's already good. Reveals their hand and discards a song card of your choice. There is so much good about this character when it comes to Emerald, because man, it's a direct counter to decks like Steel Song, right? And when you pair this with like a maybe pairs like a Prince John, because they're discarding the card, you can also draw. And like, I'm just thinking about games where you know, we're in the early game and you're playing against Steel Song and they have the Cinderella, or they play the aerial where they can literally add a song, so you'll know they'll have a song in their hands, and you just play this and you get rid of that grab your sword, or you get rid of that let the storm rage on. You get rid of, you know, you get rid of these really powerful whole new world, really powerful songs, and that can like really sort of throw your opponent off, especially decks like Steel Song that are so dependent on them to maintain advantage over other decks. And it makes sense that this is an Emerald, right? Because right now Emerald is like the discard strategy, especially when you have like Prince John and things like that, and having them discard a card early, especially if it's a powerful song of your choice, by the way, right? Remember, with other discard effects in Emerald, your opponent is choosing which card they want to discard. So the fact that you get to choose, you get to get rid of most likely a very powerful song, again, whether it be Let the Storm Rage On or Grab Your Sword, A Whole New World, with Ruby, Goodbye, Be Prepared, you know, things like that. Like, man, I think this is a staple in Emerald. I think this makes Emerald, this is one of the first cards I see that has like a direct response to one of the best strategies. Just flat out getting rid of songs, which is such a big deal in the Steel Song decks. Like, and the fact it's inkable, it only costs 2. Yeah, sure, these stats aren't great, but 3 defense isn't terrible in the early game, at least. You can still quest for a lore, but like its impact is definitely and very obviously getting rid of a very powerful game-changing song, especially down the road where like you have to imagine songs are only gonna get better, right? So this card has incredible utility against those decks. If you're not playing against one of those decks, it's inkable, so you can just ink it, which is very helpful. If this card wasn't inkable, I would have questions about it. It would still be good. It would still see play in Emerald decks, and it would still be very good against the song-based decks. But the fact that it's inkable and you can just ink it if, you know, maybe you're playing Emerald with Sapphire and you have the one card that lets you see their hand and they don't have any songs in it, well, then you could just ink this if you really wanted to. Very versatile card, very good card. It's also just an uncommon, so this card probably won't even be that expensive, which is awesome. Just a great card for Emerald. I don't know, I would love to know what we think about these new cards. I think we have a couple staples. These are all like very playable cards in their respective decks. This will see play in Amethyst, or Amber rather. This will see play in Ruby decks, especially ones that are centered around challenging. And this is an immediate staple in Emerald. And I just, man, when I first saw this card revealed, I was so happy. And Emerald players stay winning. The new set Into the Inklands looks very promising with the lands and stuff like that. And having cards like this, that the overall game is really starting to come into form now that you're getting cards that directly counter other strategies. So that's very encouraging to see. But yeah, let me know what you think of these new cards. I would love to have a dialogue in the comments, all that good stuff. Let me know what's your favorite of the new releases. And that's all I got for you. Illumineers, I'll see you on the next one. Later.